What up? What up? What it is? What it do? You know who it is. Who the hell are you? We are back again with the fellas from the 22 twos. And guess what, guys? It's our favorite week of this NFL season. Because it's week two, and we going to cover it on the 22 twos on week two of the NFL. I'm
The
sorry. I got,
two two and the two, the two, the two
I
two,
got a little
the two
excited.
two two,
All the
the
twos and
two,
twos and the
lots of
twos.
twos,
I
lots
got
of
lots of
twos.
twos. I got a little
He
excited.
got excited. He
Nah,
got
I got
excited.
excited.
We
Nah,
like
but
that,
you
bro.
know,
I'm excited too, man.
Nah, but I think some of the excitement because some of the things that we saw from some of the teams, I don't know, maybe there's a theme about what team we're talking about going on with the hats on the show today. But I'm also excited about I Can Just Cook because the moderator of all moderators is back.
Welcome back.
He's
It's been a
deep
minute.
dog.
It's been a minute. It's
He
been a
did
minute.
the Dr. Dre of moderators is here.
They
So,
said they said life be lifing.
yeah. So we're glad to have him back. We're glad
Yes,
to cook.
sir.
We're glad to come give y'all this amazing content. But before we get started, right? Please click that like button, click that subscribe button, click that share button, click all that stuff.
I don't know why I did that. I hate people when people start counting what they've done. I should have never did that. Never.
You don't like when
You're
you don't like when
European.
Nah, this
you don't
You're
like when
yo,
they hit a three and they go like this.
You're
listen,
European.
my grade school teachers used to all count like that.
You're
One, two.
European.
I'm like, okay, out of here.
You're European. That's all. It's a European man. Nah, but yeah, please do all that. Do it on the Instagram. Do it on the Facebook. Do it on the Yahoo, YouTube. Do it
Yahoo.
on Yahoo too. Because you know
Unbelievable.
what?
Yahoo Fantasy. Yahoo Fantasy. I think
Yahoo
you get
Fantasy because
think
we
you're
got
getting them mixed
the
up.
fantasy league. So do
Hit
it
the
on
hit the
Yahoo.
waiver wire, buddy.
Yeah. So but without further ado, I'm gonna kick it over to Mr. Too Smooth Two himself to
Yes,
get us kicked
sir.
off on this episode.
Back like I never left, although I took a mini hiatus. Sports did not, clearly, because everything started right on schedule. And the Packers, oh my goodness, they right on schedule this season. Murdered the Lions in week one and followed it up with a 27-18 victory over the Washington Commanders. Maneuvers, I gotta give you, maybe a little bit of props. It's still early, but last season when Sean and I were saying Jaden Daniels is already elite, you were like, it's all right. He has 1 year, give all the defenses some tape, they got some tape to look at him. And he's looked a little bit mid, even against the Giants. We had a couple blunders, but he didn't look dominant, and he sure so didn't look dominant against the Packers. Packers picking up Micah Parsons right before the start of the season. I don't know. Jerry literally gifted them you know, basically the missing piece to their defense that has looked exceptional throughout the first 2 weeks of the season. So, fellas, Sean, I'm gonna start with you. Are the Packers a legitimate threat to the Eagles to come out of the NFC?
Absolutely. We clearly see that it starts on defense with them. You know what I mean? They swarm to the football. You look at the collection of players that they have. The Quay Walker, freaking Xavier McKinney from our beloved New York Giant football team, which continues the trend of New York Giant players who leave or jettison from the franchise and do extremely well when they go to another franchise.
Happens with the Knicks too.
Yeah, and par for the course. But their defenses play great. You know what I mean? And the idea, what it looks like from the Packers, is get ahead and pin your ears back and go after the quarterback. I really want to talk, not aside from the defense, I really want to talk about the performance of the offense because the offense played great. The offense went off. Jordan Love, 7 different receivers. You know what I mean? And he's been spreading around the football. It doesn't matter who it is. Guys are injured. He's able to find guys and get people involved. But listen, the Green Bay Packers defense is ferocious. They look good. And they were ready. They were ready for Jaden Daniels. And like you said, the tape is there. I think that Terry McLaurin is still a little rusty without having a camp. You know what I'm saying? This is his second game. He hasn't showed up on the radar. And he's been struggling a little bit to get the run game off the ground. We saw Austin Eckler, blew out his ACL.
Man, might be his career right
his
there.
Achilles. Yeah, blew out his Achilles. It was no good. So they struggled to get off the ground for 3.5 quarters, and then in the fourth quarter is when they started to put up points in garbage time. So, I mean, the game was never in doubt, but that's the formula for the Green Bay Packers: is to get ahead, rush the passer, and put teams in conflict and make them one-dimensional, and that's what they did to Jaden Daniels.
So when they picked up Micah, we expected their defense to, go up a notch and kind of just expect them to hang around and be there towards the end of that NFC playoff race. But that offense, even going back last year and the year before, like, you ever see the Spider-Man meme where they're just all pointing at each other because it's the same dude?
Yeah.
I've always, whenever I think of the Packers, I think of them, of course, because you guys know I'm a sports gambler. But like, they don't have a true number one receiver, but it seems like they have a lot of number twos, and maybe that's
remember
just
real quick. But remember real quick too, Smooth. Like they've been a wild card team the past 2 years,
Mhm.
but they've contended and gotten to the second round of the playoffs every single year.
Yeah.
So it's not that there's been inconsistencies during the season because of that. But again, Jordan Love has been able to navigate that and play some of his best football down the stretch, and their defense and everyone is able to raise their level of play. So these kinds of moves, especially going after Micah Parsons, was it was written because it's like that's the next logical step to be able to elevate their team for what they're trying to achieve, and that's getting to a Super
I
Bowl.
want to hear Smooth keep pulling on that thread that he was pulling on.
No, I'm just gonna say, because I feel like that's probably just gonna be their identity, right? You don't know who's gonna go off week to week. Could be Romeo Dobbs, could be Christian Watson. Get healthy, my brother. Like, he's a terrorist when he's on the field, but he gets hurt every other game. Dontavian Wicks, Jaden Reed. Now with Tucker Kraft in the fold, like they legit can just sit Jordan Love in shotgun and go 5 wide, and just good luck with that, right? Good luck with that. So I feel like that's just gonna be their identity. They don't have to go out like the Eagles per se and go get an AJ Brown, or like the Steelers went to go get a DK Metcalf, who's your certified number one. Maybe they can make it happen this way. Maneuvers, what do you think about that offense? And then also, what do you think about that defense? Is it, forget the NFC, is that defense the best in the league right now?
I mean, it's too early to say for me. I'm not as optimistic as others about the Packers. I'd like to see them. I'd like to see what happens when they play Detroit the next time. See if they do this. See if they do the same thing they did to Detroit again. I mean, I think that's going to be a good indicator of if they're ready for showtime, because it's easy to win early. It's easy to win in the regular season.
But they always whoop on the Lions.
Now listen, again, they
whooped on the Lions for Thanksgiving.
Okay, can I speak now though?
I'm just bring. I think sometimes you forget your history. I'm just bringing it back to reality.
I'm speaking. I don't need you to bring back to reality, because you'd be lost. You thought the Giants.
Yo, you triggering him like Dame Dash, bro. Stop cutting him off.
Yeah. It's easy for them, and they've proven that they can win in the regular season. They can do that. What the expectations are for this team this year is to make a deep playoff run and to compete for an NFC championship. And I'm not sold on that. I'm not sold that in January that they're going to be doing what they need to do to win football games.
Okay, stay right there. Why aren't you convinced of that? Is it more on the offense or more on the defense? Which one do you think won't be sustainable for a long playoff push?
I don't think either of them will be.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That says a lot.
That's crazy.
I mean,
and I think that's crazy because they can do a multitude of different things well. They can stop the run well enough to be able to make you a one-dimensional football team. They can run the football. They have Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, I hear all of that. I hear all that. But they have a team comprised of guys who played on teams that didn't know how to win in the playoffs. That's what they have. They have a team comprised of guys that don't come from winning cultures.
So inexperience is your detractor for this football team.
Inexperience is my detractor, and one is like, if you ain't got somebody, then you got nobody. Because if you ain't got a bona fide number, like the only guy on their team, on their offense, that is like gonna be feared in the playoff is Josh Jacobs. He's the only like true, like he can go be number one anywhere else in the league. The only guy on their defense that's really like bona fide, like gonna be that dude, a game wrecker, is Micah Parsons. And he just got there. But guess where he came from? A team that didn't know how to win in the playoffs. Why do you think guys that played in the league talk about this so much? About putting somebody in the locker room that knows how to win. Why do you think it's so important?
I'm glad you said that, because back to my earlier point, sometimes when you're with an organization that does not know how to win, it changes when you join an organization who has a tradition or rich tradition of being able to groom players towards that direction of winning.
The Packers
i.e. the Green Bay Packers. Hell yeah.
Hold on, bro.
Hell yeah.
Bruh, you talking about
you don't respect
you talking about history?
The Green Bay Packers?
You talking about history? I feel like I need to bring you back to reality. The Green Bay Packers? Yeah, they got a rich tradition of history. You talking about the entirety of their existence. Recent years, they gonna win 12, 13 games, and they gonna lose in the wild card round or the first round of the playoffs.
And
that's what they've done.
Who was at the helm?
That's what they've done. It doesn't matter. Same coach is there.
And who was at the helm?
Same coach was there.
You gonna do that? All right.
You gonna put it all on one dude?
Back to you, FJB.
You gonna put it all on one dude? You gonna put it all on Aaron Rodgers?
Well, let's wrap it then. We only got 2 weeks of stats and data and gameplay and film.
It ain't enough. It's not enough.
Maneuvers with only 2 weeks. What is their ceiling for this season?
Their ceiling is divisional round.
You don't even believe that.
Sean, what is their ceiling?
NFC Championship.
There you have it.
NFC Championship.
Ask me after they play the Lions again.
Barring no
bookmark that.
Barring no catastrophic injury, NFC Championship. Because of how that team is constructed.
I'll say NFC Championship as well. But we got plenty more. We got what? 15 more games to go?
How many times I'm gonna do this to y'all, man?
Yo, Maneuvers thinks he's the playoff guru. But we'll see. We got 15.
I know ball.
15 regular season games. What you trying to say, son? What you trying to say?
I know ball. Y'all know ball too, but I know ball. Y'all know ball too, but I know ball. And I know
there's a difference between knowing balls and knowing ball.
Hey, yo.
And no one said balls. You the only one that said balls.
You know a different type of ball. And you the only one that know a different type of ball.
Yo, you the only one that made it plural.
Unbelievable.
You look like him, so are you gay? I don't got a problem with gay people. I got a problem with people.
All right, Dave Dash. We gonna cut that. We gonna be out of here. That's your boys 22-2's Maneuvers, Sean FJB. Y'all already know the vibes. Maneuvers gave y'all the steps. Like, subscribe, comment, share, whatever. Hit us up, DM us, argue with us. Our research is better than yours. Y'all already know what it is.
We know ball, not balls.